Every morning you get in your car, start the engine, and prepare to face the day. And every morning, whether you realize it or not, you're carrying damage, the stress from yesterday's meetings, the anxiety of today's deadlines, the weight of expectations. Most people use their morning commute to worry, they grip the steering wheel, replay old arguments in their head, and arrive at work already exhausted. But you are not going to do that. This commute is your training ground. Your vehicle is your forge. Philosophy isn't about old men in togas arguing in a courtyard. True philosophy is a toolkit. It was built by emperors, slaves, and warriors to survive the hardest parts of human existence. Today, we're going to look at 5 philosophies from across the world, and more importantly, exactly how to apply them to your life right now. Number 1. The Stoic firewall. You spend massive amounts of energy agonizing over things you cannot change. You stress about the traffic in front of you. You worry about the mood your boss is going to be in. You obsess over whether a client will reply to an email. You're bleeding mental energy before the workday even begins. 2,000 years ago, a man named Epictetus realized this was the fastest way to destroy your own mind. Epictetus wasn't born into privilege. He was born a slave. His life was entirely dictated by other people. Yet, he built an unbreakable mind by mastering one simple rule, the dichotomy of control. He wrote, "Some things are in our control and others not." That sounds obvious, but you don't actually practice it. If you are angry about traffic, you are fighting reality. You are demanding that the world bend to your schedule. The Stoics understood that the moment you tie your happiness to something outside of your control, you become a victim. Here is how you apply this today. The Stoic firewall. Right now, look at the dashboard of your car. Imagine a physical firewall right behind it. Everything happening outside that windshield, the traffic, the weather, the people, is outside the firewall. You cannot control it, so you will not give it your energy. Everything inside the vehicle, your breathing, your focus, your reaction to the delay, is inside the firewall. That is your only territory. When you walk into your office today, draw the firewall around your desk. If a coworker is in a terrible mood, that is outside the wall. It is not your problem to fix, and it is not your burden to carry. Defend your perimeter. Number 2, the Taoist yield. You try to force everything. When a project stalls, you push harder. When someone disagrees with you, you argue louder. You believe that the only way to get through the day is with brute force, hammering away at every obstacle until it breaks. And that is exactly why you are burning out. In ancient China, the philosopher Lao Tzu wrote the Tao Te Ching. In it, he described the concept of Wu Wei, which translates to non-doing or effortless action. But this doesn't mean being lazy. It means acting in alignment with the natural flow of things, rather than fighting against it. Lao Tzu used the analogy of water. Water is the softest, most yielding substance on earth, yet, given enough time, it cuts through solid rock. Water doesn't argue with the boulder in the middle of the river. It simply flows around it and continues on its path. Here is how you apply this today. The Taoist yield. When you hit a roadblock at work today, a stubborn client, a delayed system, a cancelled meeting, do not smash your head against it. Stop forcing the issue. If the front door is locked, stop kicking it and walk around the building to check the windows. Yielding is not surrendering. It is conserving your energy for the paths that are actually open. Be fluid today. When you encounter rigid resistance, flow around it. Number 3. The Zen beginner's mind. You think you know exactly how today is going to go. You know exactly what your manager is going to say. You know exactly how annoying that one meeting will be. You have already lived through today in your head, and you have already decided that it will be difficult. In Japanese Zen Buddhism, there is a concept called Shoshin, which means beginner's mind. The Zen teacher Shunryu Suzuki famously said, "In the beginner's mind there are many possibilities, but in the expert's there are few." When you walk into the office as an expert on how terrible your day will be, you close yourself off to any other possibility. You filter out the good moments and hyperfocus on the bad ones, just to prove yourself right. Your assumptions become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Here is how you apply this today. The beginner's reset. Before you turn off your car engine today, wipe the slate clean. Drop your assumptions about your co-workers. Drop your predictions about your workload. Walk into your building as if it is your very first day on the job. Look at your tasks without the heavy baggage of yesterday's frustration. When you look at a problem with a beginner's mind, you suddenly see solutions that your stressed, cynical mind was completely blind to. Number 4, the existential choice. Listen to the words you use. I have to go to work. I have to deal with this client. I have to finish this report. You speak about your life as if you're a prisoner, simply following orders from a warden. In the mid-20th century, the French philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre popularized existentialism. His core argument was terrifying but liberating. You are radically free. There is no script. You're not forced to do anything. Sartre believed that pretending you have no choice, acting as if you are forced by circumstances, is what he called bad faith. The reality is, you do not have to go to work. You could turn your car around right now, drive to the coast, and never come back. There would be massive consequences, of course. You would lose your income and your stability. But it is a choice. You're choosing to go to work because you value providing for yourself and your family more than you value running away. Here is how you apply this today. The vocabulary shift. Today, you are completely forbidden from using the phrase, I have to. Replace it with I choose to. You do not have to finish that project. You choose to finish it because you are a professional who takes pride in your output. You do not have to deal with a difficult coworker. You choose to handle it professionally because you value your reputation. Taking ownership of your choices instantly removes the feeling of being a victim. You are the architect of your day. Number 5, the pragmatist's action. You are a chronic overthinker. You spend hours analyzing decisions, weighing pros and cons, and trying to find the perfect, flawless solution. And while you are paralyzed by analysis, the day is passing you by. In the late 19th century, an American philosopher named William James developed the school of pragmatism. Pragmatists don't care about abstract, perfect theories. They ask one simple question. What is the practical cash value of this idea? Does it work? James argued that an idea has no value until it is put into action. You cannot think your way out of a rut. You cannot analyze your way out of anxiety. The only way to change your reality is to physically move through it. Here is how you apply this today. The next smallest step. When you find yourself overwhelmed today, staring at a massive project or a deeply complicated problem, stop thinking. Stop planning. Identify the absolute smallest physical action you can take to move forward and do it immediately. Don't write the whole report, write the first sentence. Don't solve the entire supply chain issue, make one phone call. Action breaks anxiety. Momentum cures paralysis. You are nearing your destination. The commute is almost over. You started this drive carrying the weight of the world. But now you have the blueprints to carry it. You have the stoic firewall to protect your energy. You have the Taoist yield to bypass rigid obstacles. You have the beginner's mind to see new solutions. You have the existential choice to own your actions. And you have the pragmatist's drive to simply begin. The world expects you to walk through those doors tired, reactive, and weak. Prove them wrong. Turn the engine off. Step out of the vehicle. It's time to go to work.